Okay, here we go. In anticipation of the Wonkystuff MIDI module, which breaks out 16 channels of MIDI data from a single TRS MIDI input, as well as clock and things, I'm going to try to add a patch socket input directly to the serial RX pin on the Atmega 328P microcontroller on my Grains module here. This will definitely void any warranty that may exist. And I have 3 of these, so I'm, worst case, I'm just out of Grains, which, you know, I'm willing to take that sacrifice for science. So yeah, my plan is I'm going to tend the lead on this single patch socket that I broke off an 8 patch socket header. And the serial RX pin is this 1, 2, 3, this third one on the Atmega 328P away from the marker on the chip. So after I tend the lead on this patch socket, I'm going to see if I can hold it in place on that third leg of the microcontroller there, and just briefly touch the soldering iron to that third leg and see if I can affix it. And it's going to be, I guess, a delicate sort of connection there, so I'm probably going to cut a hole in the front panel of the Grains module in the proper spot, which is going to be, you know, right about here, and then maybe hot glue the patch socket through that opening in the front plate of the module. Try to keep it somewhat secure. And I should be getting the MB-1 on Wednesday, but I can test it with move this over here, my Bastel Micro Granny, which has a MIDI output pin socket. So I can feed 5-pin DIN MIDI into the Micro Granny and just patch that MIDI output to this and try to play it on a keyboard and see if it works. So I'm a little nervous. Also, my soldering iron is not great. I'm gonna have to clean it off, and I don't have a particularly fine tip, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, first I gotta clean it off. See if I can get it. 2, 3. What a mess. Huh. I think that may have actually done it. Let's see if I can get the light on there. Wow, look at that. Look at that, yeah. May not be continuity between any of the adjacent pins. We'll see if I can still program it, because that'll be important. That's a really stupid angle. Oh my goodness. I'll have to cut it like a wide hole in the front panel so I can accommodate it. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Okay, I just spent some time cutting out a little hole in the grains module front plate, and hopefully it kind of can go around the patch socket, and I can then hot glue gun it to secure it in place. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, so I'll have to widen it a little bit, but I think that'll be good. Just squeeze some hot glue around the edges. What a mess. Well, wasn't gonna be pretty. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see, well, here's one moment of truth. We'll see if my hacked grains, if I connect the USB to my computer over here, it's still recognized by the Arduino IDE. So here it is. Tools. Port. Huh. Is that it? Yep. Port. Okay, well, it's still recognized. I can make some changes to one of my MIDI controlled grains firmwares and see if I can upload it. Okay, the main things I changed are I'm listening to MIDI channel Omni because the channel will just depend on which patch socket from MB1 output I'm using. And I changed the serial baud rate to 31250. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, here's another test. I've got off screen my key step feeding MIDI with MIDI DIN with a microgranny. And I've got ground connected from USB power to the ground on my microgranny, so they're sharing common ground. I got the MIDI connected to my hacked grains port. So the big test here is I have the digital out to give me a trigger on node on, or a gate on node on, and that digital output is then feeding the first of these two envelopes. And so we'll see if I press a key on the key step if I get an envelope. I think it worked. Wow. Oh my God. That's exciting. Okay, so now I'm gonna see if I can get sound.